Yesterday, Amazon's AWS CEO went on CNBC to talk about how AI is now one of their biggest growth engines. And yes, Nvidia is still very much part of the plan. Meanwhile, AMD is steadily gaining ground in the AI chip race. Apple's AI strategy is still making analysts squint. And in India, an engineer just built an AI that writes your words by hand because apparently typing isn't old school enough. It is August 9th, 2025, and you're watching the Daily Dose of AI, where the GPU wars never end, and collaboration basically means we pay Nvidia's prices and hope they keep shipping. H100/H200 remain widely used, but Nvidia's Blackwell B200/GB200 is the current top tier rolling out on AWS, and every major cloud provider, AWS, Google, Microsoft, is competing to lock in supply. AWS has its own custom silicon, like Trainium and Inferentia, designed to cut training costs and reduce reliance on Nvidia. But the reality? The AWS-Nvidia relationship has been ongoing for years, not a fresh deal. And Nvidia GPUs still power many AWS AI workloads. At the same time, AMD's MI300 series is finally delivering on promises. With strong performance and aggressive pricing, AMD is landing design wins with major players like Microsoft Azure, Oracle Cloud, IBM, and even Meta for their in-house AI infrastructure. And then there's Apple. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives says their AI strategy is essentially invisible, but WWDC announcements hinted at a slow reveal with more on-device AI, upgrades to Siri, and new developer APIs expected to trickle out rather than drop all at once. AWS versus Nvidia. AWS CEO Matt Garman says AI demand is now a top revenue driver. Trainium 2 and Inferentia 2 chips are designed to compete on cost per training run, but Nvidia remains the go-to for ultra-high-performance GPU workloads. This is less about replacing Nvidia and more about having both options in the same cloud menu. AMD's MI300X and MI300A accelerators bring massive memory bandwidth and solid inference training performance. The kicker? Lower prices. Microsoft, Oracle, IBM, and Meta are already integrating these chips into AI data centers, giving developers real alternatives without being locked into Nvidia's CUDA-first ecosystem. Dan Ives' invisible strategy comment reflects the lack of headline-grabbing AI product launches. WWDC revealed incremental steps, on-device AI for privacy, updated core ML for developers, and hints at deeper generative features in future iOS and macOS releases. It's not flashy, but it's consistent with Apple's cautious product rollout style. In Kerala, India, an engineer combined robotics and AI to build a system that listens to speech and produces natural handwriting. It's a fully working project, blending speech recognition, NLP, and motor control, showing how AI is extending beyond screens into the physical world. The AI hardware market is slowly shifting from an Nvidia-only game to a more competitive field, with AMD, AWS, and other custom chip makers gaining ground. Apple's measured approach may keep them in the game long-term, but for now, the flashiest moves are coming from cloud providers and chip designers, and creative grassroots projects like the handwriting AI prove innovation isn't limited to trillion-dollar companies. The takeaway? For developers, hardware choice is starting to open up, and that could mean better pricing and performance flexibility. For companies, securing GPU supply is still critical. And for the rest of us, AI is now officially capable of writing your notes in your handwriting. Smash that like button, subscribe for your daily dose of AI, and remember, in this race, today's alternative could be tomorrow's default.